So the build-up starts now for the Motel ACU National Endurance powered by Pirelli and Motel No Limits Club Endurance Championship as the pit lane has opened. The bikes now making their way around the circuit to line up on the grid. Ready for the start of the first 3-hour race of the season. As the Union Jack drops, everyone runs to their bike, the bikes are fired up, and who gets the best of the starts? Well, it's from the second row effectively, and as they all pile away from the grid, they have to be very careful not to collect anyone on the way out, which I don't think they do. All bikes have gone, and with that, all riders who aren't on the bikes run away from the track, because they'll have to do that very quickly, because we know here at Silverstone lap times are around about 55 seconds, so you've got that time before they get back round and possibly meet you on the grid again, so that's all going to be good. An FWR racing machine, bike number 99, so that could possibly lead the first lap of the race, which it does across the line, and everyone in formation, which is good to see. Already a few gaps starting to emerge here at the end of the first lap, but starting to build the speed. Of course, they've got to get the temperature into those tyres as well, make sure everything is as good as it could possibly be. Whilst it may be a warm ambient day today, it doesn't mean track temperature is that warm, so it does take still a little bit of work in those tyres to make sure there's heat in them. Battle then for fourth place involves 4 bikes, which is headed by the number 1 machine of Lextex Racing. Getting through these very quickly indeed. We've got one into the pit lane. The only regulation you have to do is have each of your drivers on for a total time of 30 minutes. Although lap times have just fell off slightly, that is due to traffic again, so you're going to have a good clear lap. So race leaders back through, continuing to lead. Number 86, Hawk Racing 1, doing a grand job at the minute with Charlie Nesbitt and Tom Oliver, keeping that gap as consistent as they possibly can. 11.6 seconds last time through was that gap, and it's really interesting to see how their lap times are so consistent. I think they have dropped off from what they were doing earlier on, but bear in mind that was with effectively clear track ahead of them, but every single lap now here, possibly to the checker flag, they are going to be within traffic to deal with on most of the laps they see. So bear in mind only a couple of seconds off that best lap. That is a lap time which they're doing consistent lap after lap. So 57.8 last time through for the race leader. And while they head onto the Wellington Straight out of the pit lane, Lextech Racing have just gone and done their personal best lap of the race at 56.612. So as it was losing time to Specsavers and GR Motorsport, it looks like they might be well and truly back into the fray now. And into the pit lane comes the Yo-Yo Racing Machine, 105 from 29th place, so that is them in for a 4th pit stop of the afternoon. Still quite nice to see that only a few teams have only done 2 pit stops, so they're really stretching the tank of fuel this afternoon. Majority of the front runners have done 3/4, although Lextech Racing have done 2. So they are really making that fuel go a long way, which is not a bad thing in the final hour and 15 minutes which we have left within this race. So an hour and 15 to go, 108 laps have been completed, and there's just over half a second between the top 2, so nothing at all to choose between them as they head through now to complete the next lap. On towards Cops Corner they go, and the gap comes down even further now, 0.6 of a second. In fact, Lextech have come into the pit lane, so 3rd place has been handed pretty much on a plate now to the GR Motorsport team, so they are up to 3rd. Lextech into the pits for it might be their last pit stop again. If they can stretch this for 45 minutes, that will be good news for them, although that's going to be a very, very long stint for the rider that gets on next, but we'll see what they can do as Lextech sit in the pit lane. Back into the fast lane they go now and head towards the end of the Silverstone pit straight, and as soon as they head past the exit and transponder.
Race so far, it's been quite tough actually. The pace has been really quick. There's a lot of British Superbike or British Championship riders here, so to qualify 6th, I thought we did a good job. First stint, got a decent start. I think I was about 3rd for the first couple of laps, dropped down to about 5th or 6th. And then when the guys started pitting in, we actually took the lead briefly. So that was quite good. We didn't expect to be getting sort of anywhere near the front, to be honest, when we saw the competition here. And obviously you know, we've got to make our tyres last a bit differently to what everyone else is doing. We're running a harder tyre, whereas everyone else is running the softer tyre, and it just gives them a bit more grip off the turns. But I think when I went out for a second stint, I was about 4th or 5th. I believe we're still about holding 4th at the moment, so it's all good. So we just got to get through to the end. The only issue we've had is the fuel tank. We're hoping to do 3 stops, 45 minutes per stint, but we're basically a couple of laps short. So we might have to do a splash and dash at the end, which is going to cost us some time as well, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Everyone inside the top 5 has to do still one more pit stop, when you pitted 10 minutes ago, or if you pitted half an hour ago. I think your last few pit stops. It's pretty much a sprint race duration to go now. 12 minutes left on the clock, so up towards the line very shortly will come the race leaders. Still yet to come into the pit lane, so through across the line we go, and they're separated by 0.6 of a second. So 11 minutes left on the clock, so we're going to be in for about 11, possibly 12 more laps. So that's going to take us to just shy of 190. But as I said, there's nothing to choose between the top 2. Let's just very quickly run you through how the top 10 look for the final time. 11th place, number 88, is the Josh Daly Racing machine. That's just gone up into 11th, in fact, on that previous lap.
So I started racing 11th, and I was running 10 for 11th in the race. Came in for a pit stop, but Dan has been having an issue with his bike throughout the day. Sent him out on his bike, just riding around the problem whilst we got my bike ready. I went out for another stint because I think he did 7 or 8 laps. It's going to be close. I think might have to change for the last 5 minutes, depending on Dan's fuel.
4.5 minutes to go. Of course, the next round for the Endurance Championship, which will be at Snetterton. Race leader, who comes through the traffic now. There he goes across the line, and I think that is Bob Collins. I think we worked out on that bike who's going to bring this one to a close. So he goes across the line. The gap still quite considerable between him and Hawk Racing 1. I think it's out now to, it was 37 seconds the last time we looked, so that's a fair chunk to be clawed down. Across the line now, the minute board has been held out, which just gives an indication of how long is left. Hopefully the riders can see that. They probably can't, because as you come around the final corner, the start finish line is right there with you, so it's always a bit hard to see those sorts of boards. And of course the checker flag. Well, I think he's going to see the checker flag very nicely indeed, because there'll be, I'm sure, as well, boards being hung out by the team members to say how long's left, what you've got to do. But for now, number 99 on for a first victory of the year. Is it going to be a first of many to come? They complete 187 laps. We're about 13 shy of the 200. Hawk Racing 1 very shortly to come through the final corner to take second place. It's been a do. Here they come round the outside of a back marker as well. They go through to take second place. Third place goes away of number 74, which is GR Motorsport. Fourth place for number 1 is Lex Tex Racing. Fifth place for number 85 is Specsavers. Sixth place goes away of number 281, which is Sponge and Bob. 7th place for number 3 is FS3, and then the 8th place number 97, which is the ADSS team. 9th place for number 177, and winners of the National 600 are JR Performance, and 10th place, second in class, for number 39, Moto 46. 11th place is number 88, which is Josh Daly Racing. 12th place for number 33, winners of Club 1000s today, British Army Team 1. And then behind them we see Titans Racing in 13th place, bike number 12. They win the Club 600. 14th place for number 2 is Guardian Racing, and 15th place for number 27, that of Team DMR Kawasaki.
Basically full power, no TC, no quick shift and no blipper, pretty much the whole race, like from lap 1 to lap 2, and it's f***ing hard riding it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's your winner, Bob Collins from FWR.
Cheers.
So Endurance is done now. They'll be back with us at Snetterton on the 9th of April. We look forward to all of their participation. They now get the chance to rest. Enjoy the evening.
Well done to everybody. That was a really good first race of the year. Not too many incidents. I'm looking for one particular bike when I find it. So if anyone wants to admit to me about a little incident before I find it, it's better. Alright? And we can just do our normal round of applause for the team in orange. You look absolutely brilliant. Looked after you all. So, we're doing the Club 600 first. So in reverse order. In third place, we had In the Doghouse Racing. Second place, HTC Racing. And the winners of the Club 600 were Try 2 Racing. Okay, Top 1000 reverse order. Third place, DW1 Racing. Second place, Plenty in the Tanker. And the winners were British Team RB1. Let's get on to the National 600 class. Third place, we have Guardian Racing. In second place, we have Moto 46. And the winners were JR Performance. Guardian, come on. Okay, the final category, the National 1000. And all these three were the first three over the line as well. So in third place, we have GR Motorsport. In second place, Hawk Racing 1. And the winners got out first were Team Jackson Racing and FWR.
Yeah, look at Sargent now. You know the afternoon you used to be both.
But we do a trophy for the top team with all novice licence holders. And the team that managed that, novice licence and radio racing, team well and picture taker.
I can't believe I'm being blogged by the blogger.